And when you take that into consideration and you think about what the WNBA is on course to continue to do, how women's basketball, the attention, the allure.
We did in the fourth quarter, it would have been a different outcome.
What kind of stuck out to you in that video session of the first 3 quarters?
Oh, our defense was not very good. The final game is just one you can't even explain, when, especially when it ends like that. Proud of these guys for how we played on Sunday, and they took from that and really did what we asked them to do tonight. And
yeah, it'll definitely be probably a little weird for me over the course of the first couple weeks.
Proud of these guys, but these guys are hungry, and like AB said, it sucks. Like AB said, that we're having to, that it ends now.
We're about to dive into the mess that is the Indiana Fever's season. We'll look at why fans are screaming for Cheryl Miller to take over, how Caitlin Clark is making history despite the chaos, and what this all means for the Fever's future. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Alright, so the Indiana Fever are in big trouble, and fans are not happy. We're talking about a team that's supposed to be on the rise, but instead, they're falling apart. Their record? A painful 1-7. That's right, they've only won 1 game this season. Can you imagine how frustrated the fans are? It's like watching your favorite show get cancelled after 1 episode. Now, let's meet the main characters in this drama. We've got Christie Sides, the current coach who's under fire. Then there's Cheryl Miller, the legend fans are begging to take over. And of course, Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation who's lighting up the court. But here's where it gets crazy. The Fever have one of the best rookies in WNBA history, and they're still losing. How is that even possible? Let's find out. You'd think having Caitlin Clark would solve all the Fever's problems, right? Wrong. There's another piece to this puzzle, and her name is Christie Sides. The coach who's supposed to be leading this team to victory might actually be the one holding them back. How? It all started with one controversial decision in a game against the Sparks. Picture this. The Fever are up by a comfortable margin. Clark's on fire, and everything's looking great. Then, out of nowhere, Sides decides to bench Clark.
There was a lot of things that this group accomplished that, a lot of people probably didn't think was possible.
4th in the league in MVP voting, and we see all of these things. Certainly she's going to be a great player.
Kind of move on and put all that behind me and help this team, get back to the playoffs. The worst part of it is you feel like you're really playing your best basketball, and then it has to end. And
I mean, these guys never were in a position that we couldn't win this game. We were right, whatever it was at half, and we just kind of kept, it was like an engine. We just kind of kept getting better as the game went on.
The result? A disastrous 11-0 run by the Sparks that turned the game on its head. Fans were losing it, and can you blame them? It's like taking your star quarterback out in the 4th quarter when you're winning the Super Bowl. But this wasn't just a one-time thing. Sides has been making calls that have left fans scratching their heads all season. It's like watching a chef add ketchup to a gourmet dish. It just doesn't make sense. And the worst part, the Fever are 1-7. That's right, they've only won 1 game this season. With a rookie sensation like Clark on the team, how is that even possible? Now, Sides isn't just sitting back and taking the heat. She's trying to explain her decisions, but fans aren't buying it. She keeps saying the Fever are the most inexperienced team in the WNBA and that we need to be patient. In her words, these guys are showing up every day trying to do their job. That's great, Christie, but maybe let them do their job on the court. Sides even went as far as to say the criticism directed at her players is unfair. But here's the thing. Most of the criticism isn't aimed at the players, it's aimed at her. Fans aren't mad at Clark for getting benched, they're mad at Sides for benching her. So now we see why fans are losing it. But is getting rid of Sides really the answer? Well, that brings us to the coach everyone's talking about. Imagine a coach who could turn the Fever's 1-7 record upside down. That's what fans see in Cheryl Miller. But hold up, is Miller really the answer to all of Indiana's problems? Or could this coaching change create a whole new set of challenges? Let's talk about Cheryl Miller. This woman is a straight-up legend in women's basketball. She's got the skills, the experience, and the reputation that Fever fans are drooling over. We're talking about someone who's been there, done that, and got the t-shirt when it comes to basketball greatness. You know what's got fans really buzzing? Miller was seen coaching Caitlin Clark during the WNBA All-Star practices. It's like they got a sneak peek of what could be, and they loved what they saw. Miller's coaching style is all about being aggressive and player-focused. Fans think she could be the key to unlocking Clark's full potential and getting the most out of the team's star players. But here's where things get tricky. Bringing in a new coach mid-season isn't like swapping out your morning coffee for an energy drink. It's more like trying to change the engine of a car while it's still running. Miller would have to jump in and quickly integrate her coaching philosophy with the team's existing dynamics. And let's not forget, she'd be walking into a team that's struggling and dealing with some serious morale issues. Now, don't get me wrong, Miller's presence could be exactly what the doctor ordered for team morale. Imagine being a player and suddenly you're being coached by a basketball icon. That's got to light a fire under you, right? And the fans, they'd be all over it. Miller's legendary status could bring a whole new energy to the Fever's fan base. But here's the million-dollar question. Can Miller turn things around fast enough? The team's already 1-7 and the season's ticking away. Even if she came in tomorrow, she'd be playing catch-up. Players would need to adapt to new strategies and expectations on the fly, and that could mess with their performance in the short term. So, what's the verdict? Is Cheryl Miller the savior the Fever need? She's got the skills, the experience, and the star power. But coaching in the WNBA is a whole different ball game, and there's no guarantee that even a legend like Miller can fix all of Indiana's problems overnight. Forget about coaching drama for a second. Let's talk about the phenomenon that is Caitlin Clark. She's not just good for a rookie, she's putting up numbers that make seasoned pros do a double take. The real mystery? How a player this hot hasn't translated to more W's for the Fever.
We're a young group, a pretty inexperienced group, but we came together and had a lot of fun playing with one another.
You know, we're all competitors in that locker room, and so it doesn't feel good.
She averaged 19 and 8. For some context, I won Rookie of the Year. I think I averaged 12. Yeah, Caitlin Clark came into the WNBA as the most impactful women's basketball player we've seen in a generation on the court, breaking the single-season scoring record or the all-time scoring record in college.
I just reflected on the season a little bit, just of, the start and how proud I was of them. For their growth.
Most impactful that we've seen in women's basketball for those same two reasons. Arenas were upgraded, viewership through the roofs. But then when it comes to the basketball, what she was able to do was truly impressive.
You won't believe the stats this rookie is racking up. Caitlin Clark is out here making WNBA history, and she's just getting started. In July alone, she averaged 20 points, 12 assists, 6.3 rebounds, and 1.8 steals per game. That's not rookie numbers, that's superstar material right there. But wait, it gets even better. Clark just snagged her second Rookie of the Month award. 2 months in a row, folks. That's like winning the lottery twice, except Clark's success is all skill, no luck. Now, let's talk about making history. Clark became the first rookie in WNBA history to drop a triple-double. We're talking 19 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds against the New York Liberty. That's not just breaking records, that's shattering them, and she's not stopping there. Clark set a new WNBA single-game assist record with 19 dimes against the Dallas Wings. That's right, she broke a record that wasn't even held by a rookie. She's out here competing with the best of the best. But here's where it gets really crazy. Clark finished 4th in the WNBA MVP voting. As a rookie, let that sink in for a second. She's not just playing well for a first-year player, she's playing like she's been in the league for years. Over the whole season, Clark averaged 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, 8.4 assists, and 1.3 steals per game. Those aren't just good numbers, they're MVP candidate numbers. And she's doing this as a rookie. It's like she skipped the learning curve and went straight to dominating. Even her coach, Christie Sides, can't help but gush about her. Caitlin is special, Sides said. And you know what? She's not wrong. Clark is redefining what it means to be a rookie in this league. But here's the million-dollar question. With all this talent, why isn't the team winning more? Clark is the real deal, and she's proving it every game. But one superstar doesn't make a team, no matter how bright she shines. Alright, let's wrap this up. We've seen the Fever's meltdown, the coaching drama with Christie Sides, fans calling for Cheryl Miller, and Caitlin Clark's incredible rookie performance. But what does all this mean for the Fever's future? Here's the deal. The Fever have the talent. They've got Clark dropping triple-doubles and breaking records. They've got Aaliyah Boston showing promise, but talent alone isn't winning games. They're sitting at 1-7 and something's got to change. Is a new coach the answer? Maybe, but it's not just about who's calling the shots. It's about how the team comes together, how they use their young stars, and how they build for the future. The Fever need leadership that can bring out the best in their players. Whether that's Sides stepping up or Miller stepping in, the clock's ticking. Fans are waiting to see if their team can turn things around.